Just 100 miles east of our nation's capital sits Dover, Delaware. The capital of the state plays host as well to the home of Dover Motor Speedway, where tonight the stars of the Sofa Racing League are ready to do battle. It's time to go racing here at Dover Motor Speedway for tonight's running of the Wares Fatback 150. And we are live here from Dover International Raceway, Dover Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it. It's been changed over 5 times by the new ownership. We are here live tonight for the Wares Fatback 150 for the Sofa Racing League. It is Season 10, Race 10. Tonight, a double 10 entendre here as we get ready to go racing at the Monster Mile. We showed that image of Miles staring over the racetrack as you enter, and these drivers are definitely going to have to fight with the monster here tonight, as he lingers over this field, waiting in the wings to see who he'll take with him this time. So we welcome you to tonight's broadcast. Austin Allen, your host. Along with me will be, nobody. I'm by myself tonight, but that's okay. Glad to be back here on BRN. Glad to be back here in the Sofa Racing League. Glad to be back rolling here in 2026 for some more broadcasting, some more races, some more fun. Looking forward to it here tonight. Dover is a very fun track. I absolutely love Dover. It provides some really great racing you really can't get anywhere else. It's hard racing, it's close racing, but it's also edge of your seat in the sense of the drivers are really on edge. They cannot make a mistake. They have to be so careful as to not take themselves out, because the number one enemy on this track, aside from the racetrack, is yourself more than it is the other drivers on the track. So, watching practice here tonight, Aaron Stanton is the top of the speed charts. Colin Bollinger, Colton Ward, Sean Walton, and Nathan Scott are your top 5. As we got about 6 minutes to go here in practice. Some quick catching up to do, of course. We missed a couple broadcasts, and I do apologize for that. Just a lot of things going on. We're back in the swing of things, and hopefully we can stay in the swing of things. I think the last broadcast that I was a part of, I believe, was Talladega. I could be wrong. I think I might be wrong. But I know that Iowa was won by Isaac Smallwood. Then Talladega, of course, Dane Cruz, the Cruise Missile, finally finding victory lane here in the Sofa Racing League on a Thursday night race. And he finally found some speed again there in the Cruise Missile. And then back-to-back races, Pocono a couple weeks ago, won by Nathan Scott back in December. And then last week's race at Atlanta, also won by Nathan Scott. So a back-to-back run for the 61. He's looking to go 3 in a row here tonight if he can do so. 5th fastest on the speed charts, looking to see if he can pick that up just a little bit more and see if he can make it a three-peat here and really start off 2026 on the right foot. So continue on here in practice. Another note to make is, of course, the bracket challenge going on right now. We have 4 drivers now. We are down to 4 drivers competing for the grand prize. That being David Traylor out of the top, the northeast bracket. I guess we'll call that more fun. Northwest bracket, David Traylor. The southwest is Isaac Smallwood. Then you got Jeffrey Armistead from the northeast, and Colin Bollinger from the southeast portions of the bracket. So it's Traylor versus Smallwood, Armistead versus Bollinger, head-to-head. The highest finishers of each of those will go on next week to race each other at Michigan. The winner gets a nice, cool $150. Pretty cool prize to go win. So we'll keep our tabs on those 4 drivers tonight and see how they fare against each other and see how things shake out for each driver as it progresses. Taking a look at the point standings right now, Isaac Smallwood is your points leader over Simon Lindmark by just 27 points. Sean Walton, a really great season going so far for him. He's back there in third place in points. Colin Bollinger fourth. Jeffrey Armistead the highest in fifth. Bollinger just jumped Armistead after last week's race in Atlanta. Just kind of looking through some stats to kind of get my numbers kind of shored up. Jeffrey Armistead really looks like the story of the season for him has been consistency. Two drivers in the top 10, top 5 in points, we have a tie for fifth, I should say, have 7 top 10s, which is the league high for the most top 10s that you have in the league this season. 7 for Armistead, 7 for Shane Haar as well. He is also up there in the mix with those top 10s, both at 7 apiece. But they really have not finished top 5 a lot. Jeffrey Armistead only one top 5 to his credit this season. And he is looking to see if he can keep building upon that. That came back in Kentucky back in race number 3. But he has had a fantastic stretch. Of the 8 races, his worst finish now is 12th place in 8 starts. So really, really fantastic season going for Jeffrey Armistead. Hoping I did not just derail him by mentioning that. But, you know, is what it is. Right now, 20th fastest for this number 14 machine. See if he picks it up as the race gets going. I mentioned Shane Haar as well. He has got some speed in that 7 machine. Currently 9th fastest. Looking to see if he can get another top 10 to his name. But also looking to pick up on a couple more top 5s for Shane Haar. That is what he is looking forward to doing. Of course, your league leader in wins right now is a tie between Isaac Smallwood, Colin Bollinger, Nathan Scott. All 3 drivers have won 2 apiece. Simon Lindmark has just 1 win. Dane Cruz the other win at Talladega. And Braden Villa a win as well in this season. Villa won at Auto Club. Bollinger the winner at Vegas to open the season, as well as Rockingham the week after Auto Club. So your individual winners. Villa won Auto Club, and Dane won Talladega, and then Simon won the Royal. So just different winners. Not too many, but a couple different winners this season thus far. With the pole run, Smallwood has ran away with it. He's the only driver with multiple poles, and he has 4 of them to his credit. That's part of why he is your current points leader by a pretty good margin. We'll see if he can keep that pace up when it comes time to qualifying tonight. Right now, 7th fastest for that number 19 scheme is a Flamin' Hot Cheetos scheme tonight for our end. See if that stays. Some more fast laps. That Colton Ward just went to 3rd fastest. Sean Walton trying to get back up there in that 3rd place spot. Colton Ward looking to have a good run here tonight. Ward enters tonight 11th in points. He splits 2 slower cars. He's tied for 11th in points with Andrew Lotes, just outside that top 10. Just 2 points from Tim Smart, who's currently sitting in a pretty good spot. I think I've mentioned too, we mentioned before, I'll mention it again as well, the splits that we have in this field. So if you notice on these drivers, they've all got letters next to their names. You've got Aaron Stanton in the 27, he's got an I. You got Colin Bollinger in the 53, he's got an E. Same with Colton Ward. Sean Walton has an I. There's an E with Scott. You see Mark Szymanski, 8th fastest right there in the number 47. He's got a C. So those are the different tiers of skill levels. I think is the best way to put what they said it was. So you got your elites, your intermediates, and your contenders. And those drivers essentially have an IMSA-style race with themselves. So anybody that is in the categories, the elite category is the top category, I believe, is going for the top prize. Intermediate is the secondary prize, and contender is the tertiary prize. I could be wrong. I'm very good at being wrong. But that's the way I remember it being described to me. I believe that's what it's going to be. So with that, that's how those drivers shake out with those letters next to their names. But that's where we sit. So see how it shakes out for our drivers. Right now, our points leaders in each category. Isaac Smallwood leads the elite. Sean Walton leads the intermediates, and the contenders is led by Tim Smart in the 1 car. So Aaron Stanton going into the barrels, entering pit lane. And that'll be a key of topic. If we get green flag pit stops, that will be a key of topic, is that pit lane entry. I hope we don't have to get to it. But I do hope we get to it. I hope we have to get to green flag stops. I hope it stays clean enough to have to green flag stops. Nathan Scott just went 2nd fastest there in the closing seconds of practice. A blazing fast lap The 61 bumps him to second fastest, just under Aaron Stanton, though. It's Colin Bowling, Colton Ward, and Sean Walton that will round out the top 5. But like I'm saying, that pit road is treacherous to get to. It is a dangerous pit road, a very difficult pit road to navigate. And if you don't get wooled up enough, in enough time, you can see yourself eating those barrels and ending your night early. So let's head into qualifying. Let's get some qualifying going. And let's see how this field is going to shake things out when they get done out here. We'll go down and follow the number 67 machine of Sean Walton as he makes his way out to the racetrack. The Beatbox Toyota Camry, one of our intermediate contenders, current points leader there. See how he does as he rolls down the apron, getting up to speed before getting ready to start qualifying. And it's so difficult to qualify at Dover. It's so difficult to race here, difficult to qualify. This track has a nature to just kind of let you drift up pretty good off the corners, and you'll kind of see it maybe on the front stretch where the wall kind of juts out, it almost feels like. It feels like the wall is pulling you in. That's where the Miles the Monster thing kind of comes from. It feels like the wall pulls you in when you get on the exit of the corners. It is such a difficult track to master, but when you get it down pat, it feels so great to rip off laps at this track. It's one of my personal favorites to run on the service is Dover. I have a lot of fun racing these races. It's a lot of fun with the tire wear and with the managing your stuff as the race goes on. So lap times are going to get posted. Colton Ward is first fastest here. Sean Walton goes second fastest. And more drivers are going to start putting lap times down as this qualifying session goes along. You'll see the board start to fill up, start to populate, more drivers jumping in there, getting their times in and getting where they want to be qualifying-wise. As Walton comes off turn 4, pretty good lap there for the 67 machine. That time is going to be a 22.688, which is good for third fastest. Just behind Cullen Bollinger and our pole sitter right now, Colton Ward, in the number 18 car. We'll see if he's able to hold it. Rolling out right now, he's looking for his 5th pole award of the season. That would be the 19 of Isaac Smallwood. As more drivers posting lap times, getting their names on the board here. Spencer Burton jumps his spot. He gets the 13th fastest in the 98 car. See, I don't think Nathan Scott will post a lap time. He's staying on pit lane so far. Has not come out onto the track. Stephen Thornton did not post a lap time yet either. Other drivers still on the track qualifying as it stands right now. So we'll see how they all pan out, see what they're able to do. We're watching Smallwood here on the screen right now. He comes through turns 3 and 4. And you see he's kind of not really on the bottom lane, kind of up a bit off of the bottom. Daniel Ray wins 17th fastest. Tim Smart goes 14th fastest. Isaac Smallwood, his first lap, he goes 6th fastest. He's got to pick it up here to go catch Colton Ward. He's about maybe just a 1/10 of a second off. We'll see if he can get it here through 3 and 4. Right there on the bottom lane, sweeps off the corner. Might have caught the wall coming to the line that time. It's going to be slower anyways. Doesn't count. He caught the wall, so he's not going to get the pole. We'll come to Jeffrey Armstead real quick and see what he's able to muster up here as David Traylor goes 8th fastest. Armstead is now on his timed lap. We have another jump up here. Shane Harham went Matt Morrison actually went 13th fastest in the number 6 machine just down. Nathan Scott is also now on track to qualify. We'll see what Armstead and Scott can do. Armstead comes off of turn 4, just barely gets close to that wall. It's going to be a 22.771 for Armstead. He goes 8th fastest. Morrison jumps to 12th. Nathan Scott is now on his timed lap. We'll monitor that here as well as Armstead is rounding his way through 3 and 4 for his second lap. Scott's first lap only at 23.450. He's going for a second lap speed. Armstead off of turn 4, a little bobble there. He's not going to improve his time. He'll stay 8th for now. Does Nathan Scott make a dash at the pole, or does Colton Ward take home the pole position here in this race? We'll see what happens coming off the corner. Here comes Scott down to the line. It's going to be a lap time of 22.617. He takes the pole position at the last second from Colton Ward, and Nathan Scott will be starting this race from the pole position. More shocking to me is to have to say this is Nathan Scott's first pole of the season, but he's also only making his 6th start tonight. Every start he's made so far, he had a 19th place finish at Rockingham. After that, it's been up at the front of this field, including the last 2 races, a first at Pocono and at first at Atlanta. But now he sees himself starting on the pole position, picking up where he left off last week, taking home the checkered flag, and coming to start this race from position number 1. So about 13 seconds left in qualifying. A lot of drivers, everybody set a lap time except for Stephen Thornton in the 48. Don't know if he'll set a lap time, if he'll be out on the racetrack or not, I should say. We'll see if he does make an appearance on the grid, but that'll do it for qualifying. So we are getting ready to grid and go racing here at Dover. Little time jump. The field will be ready to start hitting the grid and getting ready to go racing for 150 laps here at Dover. Tonight, we'll see how the field fares. As we get ready to go racing here, we'll take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's race and see how things are about to shake out for everybody in this one. So starting on the pole position, it is Nathan Scott, picking up where he left off both last week and last season at this racetrack. Your defending winner here at Dover. He's got Colton Ward on his outside. It's Colin Bollinger and Andrew Lotz together in row 2. Row 3, it's Sean Walton in the 15 car of Hunter Manley. You've got Isaac Smallwood starting in 7th place with Aaron Stanton to his outside, fastest in practice tonight. Jeffrey Armistead will be starting in 9th with David Traylor rounding out the top 10. 11th place goes to Mark Phillips. You got Tim Lynn on his outside. It's Matt Morrison and Corbin Hines together in row 7. Brian Smith making a return here to the Sofa Racing League tonight. He starts 15th with Shane Harr on his outside. You got Frank Sims and Ben Lilly together in row 9. And they're running at the top 20. Spencer Burton and Tim Smart. Position 21 belongs to BRN's own Enrique Cucalan. He's got Mark Szymanski on his outside. Michael Williams will be starting in 23rd with Daniel Ray outside of him in 24th. Harry Lemark and Tyler Watermelon sit together back in row number 13 and row 14. Capping off the field, it's the 51 car of Simon Lemark and the 48 of Stephen Thornton. Mentioned defending race winner at this track. Should be no surprise to hear that it is the driver of the number 61 machine, Nathan Scott. He's looking to go back-to-back at Dover. He's looking to go for 3 in a row this season after winning Atlanta and Pocono the past 2 races we have run. The last driver to win in the next-gen car at this racetrack should not be shocking you when I say it also was Nathan Scott driving the 61 machine to victory lane. And that was back in season number 6. Taking a look at the stats of that race, Colton Ward was your runner-up finisher in that race. So the 1-2 from the last time the next gens ripped around Dover will be the top 2 to start it here in season 10 just a year later. It's crazy to say that just a year later, how close quarters these races have really, 2 years later almost. Man, oh man, I forgot it was 2026. Holy crap. So, 2 years ago, February 22nd, 2024 was when Scott last won the next gen's last ran at this racetrack here for the Sofa Racing League. But there are some other drivers that have won this race. Brayden Avila won back in season 4. Nathan Scott is a 3-time winner here, looking for win number 4 to add to his totals. You've also got Isaac Smallwood back in season 8. Simon Lemark won back in season 7. And then Dylan Hervot is a former winner, as well as Tim Clayton is a 2-time winner. Tim Clayton is not with us. I don't believe Brayden Avila is with us either, so it's 2 defending winners that will not be here tonight. But Nathan Scott, of course, most recent trip we made to this racetrack, he's won it. And of course, the last 2 weeks in competition here on the Sofa Racing League, he's won. So he's looking to go for a 3-peat if he can do it. He's going to have 150 laps of dancing with the monster. Miles is lurking in the background. He's watching these cars, and he's ready to just take them and mangle them, demolish them and crash them and bash them and smash them. Because all he cares about is carnage. He wants his fix of flesh. He wants his fix of sheet metal. And that's what he's looking forward to doing here tonight at the Monster Mile. We got 150 laps of action. And the field makes its way through 3 and 4. The iRacing pace truck is about to dive towards the safety of pit road. And once it does, we will see this field head towards the start-finish line. We've seen some crazy races here at Dover on BRN. Could tonight be another chapter? We'll see in due time. 150 laps of the Monster Mile are about to be underway. Scott, Ward, the front row, green flag waves. We're racing here at Dover. maybe an action spot. Turn 4 exit is where you're going to see a lot of carnage for these drivers as they make their way off turn 4. They're going to slide up into that wall if they're not careful. But right now, everybody's managed turn 1, lap 1 so far, pardon me, as Nathan Scott leads Colton Ward, Andrew Lotes the top 3. He's mostly single file to a lot further back. I would say that's back near Sean Walton, I believe, is the one that made that move. For some reason, actually David Traylor defending against Corbin Hines in the 91 cars, these two racing here. And Mark Phillips and Matt Morrison, they go side by side together for 12th place. Right from curves 3 and 4. First side-by-side action now up ahead. You see it looks like it's Colin Bulls making a move on Andrew Lotes. That's for position number 3. And Lotes is quickly getting shuffled back here now as he fades the outside lane. Hunter Manley now working the bottom lane. Got Sean Walton right here inside as well. As they head through 3 and 4. Lotes on the outside will kiss the wall right there as they make their way down the front stretch. Manley didn't really use a launch or exit either, so they're now tucked up 2 by 2. That's Stanton and Walton back behind. Lotes is really struggling. Caught the wall again there in the 31 car. And now Walton to the inside. Here comes Stanton now on the inside as well. Trying to make the charge in the 31 car. Ooh, right there on the left rear. Looks better of it. Lotes fades from 3rd back to 6th place now. Bollinger takes over that 3rd spot from him and they continue to march around. Nathan Scott is your race leader, but not going away as Colton Ward. He's still right in the picture here in 2nd. Just under 3/10 is the gap for the lead. See the different kind of lines these two are running. It looks like Nathan Scott going for the inner low and exit kind of middle, while Bollinger going for an entering middle and exiting lower. Just different strategies on how to run this track, and you can see how they're paying off for the differences in these two drivers. Not losing time, Ward is. He's staying in contention here, but you can see that difference. The entering lower that Scott does, he gets a better bite on exit, I would say, compared to Colton Ward, and you can see he kind of pulls away down the backstretch. Might just be more of the same down the front here as Nathan Scott leads the charge down the front, heading back for turn 1. Head down the backstretch. This camera is pretty bad for this part of the track as they head down into turn 3. Right now, just behind for that 10th place spot. Of course, that stage break comes at lap number 39, so a quick stage for these drivers to navigate. Only 39 laps here. Well, we get a caution, guaranteed caution, I should say. Could have caution beforehand, obviously, but that's a guaranteed one coming at lap 39 for this field. Right now in the 14, they're kind of stacked up behind Andrew Lotes in the 31 car. He is falling way back. His car on the wall in the background. I think that might have been Brian Smith. As Kukulon goes to the inside. Actually, it was Mark Phillips that caught the wall. Kukulon gets by the 73 and moves forward. But I was going to say, look at this gap here. Lotes and Stanton have. It's about a 1.6 second gap between our 6th and 7th place cars. Continue to navigate this track. The gap for the lead is really opening up too. You can see it's now about a 7/10 of a second gap between our current race leader Nathan Scott and 2nd place Colton Ward. Colin Bollinger making the pass now actually on Colton Ward. He's fading back now. Bollinger will see if he can have something to catch that number 61 car. And right now, it looks like he might have a little bit of something. He was 2/10 faster than Nathan Scott that last time by. Can he keep that kind of pace and try to at least go for the stage win? Just making a pass last time. He's going to be a slight bit slower, but he was still faster than the race leader right now, Nathan Scott. How about a 10? Almost 2/10. Battle happened and swap battle happening here. Nice Hollow getting by Jeffrey Armistead in the car. That's 8th place. Hunter Manley, Sean Walton swap around spots. I mentioned the stack up behind Andrew Lowe. That 31 car is slow, and you can kind of see the train starting to form behind this 31 car. They are lined up deep. It's about 7th place, all the way back to, I think that's Mark Phillips there in 15th. You can see right there for a bit of Captain Kim Smart. There's a big gaggle of cars lined up. Trying to see who can make progress, who can make moves, who can do what they need to do to try to push forward. About Dover, this racetrack, I think it's very much more a driver's track, I would say, than a per se entertainment track. It's really hard to describe it. Being behind the wheel, controlling the car, driving the car at a track like this is so much fun. I'm going to show you an onboard here. We're going to go on board. Go on board with Jeffrey Armstrong. He's in the midst of a lot of stuff. So this is on board here. Him driving right now. This is from his eyes, from his perspective. There's a lot of throttle control involved in this racetrack. You have to be kind of watching your speed, watching when you gas it up, watching when you let go, and you're going to kind of see it right here. He's running in 5th gear right now. Lets off a little bit, not too much, then he gets right back into it and pushing again down the front stretch. But you're on that thin line here, especially at a track like this, and especially now on that 21 with the tires starting to wear in. You really cannot overstep. You have to be very careful, or else you're going to pound that wall, and it's going to be a miserable night for you the rest of the night. So the driver's going to try to avoid that. And just right here, coming off turn 4, that wall just comes right at you. It's like it's coming for you. It's a crazy feeling driving it. It's even crazier watching these guys navigate how this feeling is while trying to race against each other here for us. Armistead is 9th place, just behind Isaac Smallwood, but the battle is heating up for the race lead. Colin Bollinger has been putting together some mighty fine lap times, and he has now caught back up to Nathan Scott. He's within 2/10 now, 3/10, and he is still right there. Gonna put some pressure on the 61 for the stage win. Scott, this race had 2 stages last season. He slipped them both. Colin Bollinger came home 7th in that race. Didn't really have a flashy performance, but he's had a pretty good season so far. Has 53, and he's looking to keep building on it right now, putting pressure on Nathan Scott for this race lead. With just about maybe 15 to go, 14 to go maybe in this stage. Stage points awarded down to 10th place. Corbin Hines right now is leading that charge over Matt Morrison. You see Scott going higher here, 3, 3, and 4. It's going to give a huge shot here to Colin Bollinger if he can make it stick, but he's not able to. Scott now starting to take some defensive lines as he makes his way around the track. Once again going high. Bollinger going to get to the inside. Can he get the run to stick and try to get by that number 61 car? Here comes Colin Bollinger for the race lead. Scott takes defensive line back into turn number 1. Bollinger going to try to go to the high side here through 1 and 2. As they head down to 3 and 4, Bollinger going a lane higher than Scott. Scott not running the bottom. He runs the middle of the racetrack as they make their way off of turn 4. Bollinger's got a head of steam. What can he do with it? He goes higher than Scott, entering turn 1 once more. Bollinger's just able to roll the corners better and get a better launch on exit. The issue is he just can't quite get the gap covered that he needs as they head back through 3 and 4. Scott coming off the corner gets a better run that time. He stays ahead with 10 laps to go in the stage. Bollinger heads the bottom line there as Scott goes to the middle lane. It's a better run for Bollinger. He might have a shot at him here into turn 3. Lap car up ahead will play a factor in this one. I believe it's the 48 of Stephen Thornton. He will duck to the apron. He'll get out of the way and let these leaders race for this lead or for the stage win. Different lines, exploring around the racetrack, trying to find where they want to run. Bollinger trying to get a nose there on the inside of the 61. Can't quite get there. Got right to it, just couldn't get it to pay off there on the corner exit. Now he's going to be side by side with him here through turns 1 and 2. He has to get a good run off the corner, though, to keep pace with Scott, who's trying to get the run on the outside lane. Oh, Bollinger catches the wall there on the exit at turn 4. Not too hard. He's able to keep it going, but you see how much time he has lost because of it. And that's going to probably be it for the stage win. Bollinger, just a slight tap to the wall, but that's enough to derail this run for the stage win. It's Bollinger now 4/10 and still growing here, the gap for the race lead. Meanwhile, all that happens, the battle for the 10th place spot. David Traylor gets by Corbin Hines as they continue to make their way around the track. Stage points don't make any sense to me. They look weird on the website, so I'm not going to rely on that. But it almost looks like what it is the top 5 for each class gets them. So that is a battle for the top, for 5 points compared to 4 points between Scott and Bollinger. The battle between Traylor and Hines as well, or battle of 2 drivers in the same class. I believe that would be for, it would not be for points actually. Armistead and Smallwood, I believe, is the fight for the last 2 spots. Traylor would have to catch Smallwood, try and get some points out of this one, I believe is how it works. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on it. But coming to 3 and 4, Scott's going to make it 3 laps to go till the stage break. He is ahead of Colin Bollinger. The pit lane will close here. Catching another lap car there, I believe, is the 89 of Ben Lindley that they are approaching. If he stays in the lead lap, Stephen Thornton will be your free pass at this caution. Scott's got 2 to go, though, for this stage. And now pulling back to a second gap over Colin Bollinger. You can see how far away these 2 have pulled away from the rest of the field. Bollinger's a second back, and you see Colton Ward is 5 seconds back of our race leader as they make their way off of turn 4, coming to the stage. Lindley trying to hold off that number 61 car, I think, for all he's got. Can't do it anymore. Scott will pass him here on this last lap of the stage, coming around to get the caution flag, and the stage win is Nathan Scott. So around his way through 3 and 4. A little bit of pressure from Colin Bollinger late, but he's able to survive it. Nathan Scott wins the stage here at Dover. There's our caution. Nathan Scott taking home the checkered flag here in this stage. Colin Bollinger gets it second, and Colton Ward, outside pole winner, he'll still finish third in all of this. Hunter Manley gets fourth, and Sean Walton will finish it in fifth. There's the rest of your top 10 there. David Traylor able to hang on, getting by Corbin Hines and taking 10th place there at the end. Of course, only points are awarded that way, so is what it is. But that's how they came out of the top 10 for this stage. Our first set of pit stops coming up here tonight. Going to be under caution here on lap 39. We stayed green for the entirety of that first stage. Nice 39-lap run to the caution flag, so hoping it stays more of the same as this race progresses. But coming down pit road, of course, will be the entire field. They would be pretty dumb not to come and take a free set of tires and some free fuel here to try to make their ways towards the end of this race. So Scott will lead the cavalry as they head towards pit lane. He's got a bit of a gap before entering pit lane. Bollinger has to reel in because of that lap car being in the way of Ben Lindley. Scott will easily win the race off of pit lane. Colton Ward beats Colin Bollinger off. Then Hunter Manley and Sean Walton are the top 5. That is going to be clipped. I just know it after saying that. Colton Ward, Colin Bollinger second and third behind Nathan Scott. Level up, ready to go back racing. Nathan Scott is your race leader, as he was at the start of this race. He dropped the green flag till now. The 61 has been in front the entire time. We'll see what he can do as they make their way through 3 and 4. Pace car is going to dive off here. Nathan Scott will lead the field to the control car. The Geico Research Zone, pardon me. And the green flag flies, racing once more the Monster Mile. Scott with a great restart, he gets out ahead. Colton Ward, Colin Bollinger will be side by side for second place as they navigate turns 1 and 2. Blinking out was Hunter Manley, who's behind. They're going to have to navigate this 15 car as he continues to have blinking issues here in this race, in and out at times. Ironic that's happening ahead of the Whataburger car. As they make their way off of turn 4, some cars making contact with the wall. Everybody's still tight on each other. There's Walton there ahead of Aaron Stanton. Stanton going to go the outside lane, trying to work the top side around the 67 car for 5th place. Walton closing the door. Stanton couldn't get the run. Even Coates, I believe, Loads back there. Smallwood in the 19 car trying to work the top side as well. So he can't get a run generated on the 31 entering turn number 1. He'll see if he can duck to the inside. Can't quite do it. Stays tucked in line behind him. You see Simon Lindmark started all the way back in 25th. He's starting to do his thing, working his way to the front of his field in the second half of the race. Here comes Simon Lindmark now. The outside is Smallwood for 8th place. He's making it work in that pedigree number 51. I know Kyle Busch fans, and I know Kyle Busch Racing. Anything associated with that pedigree car is a bad omen, especially at Dover, which we've seen in real life for driver Kyle Busch. I believe that Simon Lindmark has been snake bitten at this racetrack before with that same paint scheme, so we'll see how he fares. He's tempting fate with him. Here he is, working the top side, making moves up to 6th place now for old Simon as he catches the wall there off the corner. Another car caught the wall too further back. I think that might have been Shane Hart who gets in with Aaron Lindmark bouncing off of him. The other Lindmark brother has been either series champion 2 seasons or R10. He having a bit of a rough go at it here right now. But you know who's not having a rough go? Nathan Scott. 1.5 second lead already. Back on this field, Colin Bollinger going to have to regroup and gather up and try again to mount a charge if he can. And Simon Lindmark is making some very impressive moves here. He now works on Sean Walton for the 5th place spot. Side by side they go. Turn 20, he has to back out of it there to not take out the 67 car. Here comes Stanton now to his inside. Can he make this charge stick? And it's going to stay the 51 as that 6th place spot. Another car pounds the wall. There are more cars in the wall in the background. Cars scattering. With Shane Hart, Ricky Kugelon, and Brian Smith off the wall in the exit of turn 4. Once again, turn 4, claiming another victim. But Smith is able to continue. I don't know if that's his actual paint scheme or not. He's not sure. He had something, but nothing here. So Lindmark trying to work the outside of 55. Smith is struggling here. Lindmark has to keep it off the wall. More drivers just having trouble traversing this treacherous track. There's some alliteration for you. But you know who's super sufficient? At 61, Nathan Scott. Just storming away with this race lead. Stealing this victory away like it's nothing. He's led every lap so far. Started on pole, won the stage. I think he's got the fastest lap of the race, too. It wouldn't shock me if he did. So he's looking for a sweep. There's a lot of S's there, too, so there's another bit of it for you. But he's running in first place right now. Second belongs to Colin Bollinger giving chase. I'm not continuing the liberation bit. Sorry about it. But Colin Bollinger is in second right now yet again. He finds himself in the same position he was before, way behind Nathan Scott, and having to find a way to track down our race leader to see if he can't make a charge for that race lead. He had a really good shot at it there in stage 1, just couldn't capitalize on it, couldn't get inside, couldn't get by. We'll see what he can do as this run gets on. About 2 seconds back as you saw Sean Walton catch that outside wall. I'm just going to kind of put this camera the next time we come around here. When you see Scott come around, you'll see just the distance he has in this field. 2 seconds. And I could say 2 seconds all I want. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. He got a 2-second lead. Well, here comes Nathan Scott right there. 1, 2. There. Let's call him 4. Spot right here is the spot everybody knocks the wall down. Just an unbelievable run right now by Nathan Scott. Just the same as it always seems to be. But if I do remember season 8 correctly, and like I said, I could be misremembering the race that Isaac Smallwood wound up winning in this race. I do believe Nathan Scott ended up taking himself out of it. Just an accident that takes him out of the race, puts him behind the 8 ball, and causes him to have to finish 27th place, 82 laps down. Just a wreck, a needless wreck that happened with Scott and took him out of it. That gave the win to Smallwood essentially near the end after other drivers just could not finish the job. Smallwood right now, winner in 9th right now. Simon Lindmark in 51, he's running in 6th place. And then number 51, which you mentioned, the other winner, 3-time, looking for 4. That is, of course, Nathan Scott. Of course, all the mentioned Scott talking about how much he wins. He is the winningest driver all time here on Thursday nights. 38 career wins to his name. He is one of only 2 drivers to hit 25-plus wins. One of only 5 drivers to have more than 10 wins in this league here on Thursday nights. And he's looking like he's going to close in on 39 so far. There's still a long way to go, though. Well over 90 laps just about to go in this race. So it's nowhere near over. There's still a lot that could happen. But right now, he's pretty good. He's on pace. Big wall marked out over Hunter Manley in the 15. 4th place car. I mentioned it earlier. This is very much a race car driver's track. It's for the drivers of the cars more than it is for the fans in the stands, the fans watching at home. And that's what we're seeing right now with this race. Just very much one guy, and there's a phrase for it, obviously. It's BTA, belt to ass. Nathan Scott is doing to this field almost 3 seconds ahead of second place Colin Bollinger. Here's Aaron Stanton, Isaac Smallwood. They're battling for 7th place right now. Stanton holds strong in the 27 car on the outside lane. Scott might reconsider this attack and try it again. Got Andrew Lowe's behind him. There's a battle happening. Brian Smith and Mark Szymanski battling for 20th place. Brian Smith might have knocked the ball down again. He is struggling in the 55 car. He was running close to the top 10. He's now back in 21st. As this race marching along to the beat of its own drum. Just that big gap that Scott's got, you can just see it. And you can see now that Bollinger's isolated himself from Ward. So the top 3 are just way far apart right now. The rest of the field is single file racing. The only rule you're going to see made where if somebody makes a mistake, catches that ball, does something else, or like there, David Traylor makes the move on Andrew Lowe's to go ahead. Smallwood back to the inside of Stanton now as they head into turn number 3. Smallwood put the aggressive move down on Stanton just to try to drive him up towards the wall. Guys, he gets really tight on the door of the 27. Heading back to turn 1. Can Smallwood clear this? Is for 7th place. Can't quite get it done. Stanton still holds strong in 7th place. Smallwood going to have to rethink his strategy of trying to make this pass. And up ahead, too, Sean Walton's got a mirror full of Simon Lindmark. Lindmark peaks bottom. Walton holds middle lane. There you see Smallwood going to the top side. He's trying the top side around Stanton. It looks like he's going to get a run here and go for it and get it. And he does. Takes 7th place away. Side by side, Walton. Oh, Walton and Manley knocked the wall down. Lindmark to the inside. Car in pit lane is Ben Lindley in the 89. Not sure if the cycle's ready to open yet, but Lindmark's trying to go 2 for 1. Can he get to the inside of Hunter Manley and go for 4th place? Manley blinks out. Lindmark side by side with him. Can he get this position away from the blinking 15? He clears. He does. Lindmark now to 4th. Further back trailer gets by Stanton. Smallwood now trying the inside as Walton goes to the top side. Making their way through 1 and 2. Walton to the inside of Manley now is the top 5 spot right there on the board. Walton just can't quite get it done. I'll drop the spot Smallwood. He's in 6th place now, and this is the pressure on Hunter Manley in the 19 car. Nathan Scott on a bit of a Sunday drive on Thursday night. We're halfway home through this race. Felon Bollinger is in 2nd. He's slowly closing a little bit of the gap, not a lot. Just cut it back down to 2.3 seconds. About 34 laps, and these drivers are last down pit road. Not sure how the split's going to be in terms of making it to the end of this race. I would assume it's going to be a one-stopper. It's not going to be multiple stops. It's going to be one stop at the end of this race. So we'll see. Manley bobbles, gets the wall, disappears, returns. Smallwood to his inside. Walton was right behind him. He's still able to hold on for 5th place right now. Important to note, of course, we talked about that the IMSA style race within a race. Hunter Manley leads the intermediate class. Sean Walton is right there, as is Aaron Stanton. So 3 of those intermediate guys mixing up with the elite drivers, like Isaac Smallwood, who's right on the inside of the 15 car. Leading contender car right now, I believe, way back in 19th. Mark Szymanski leads the contenders. As you see, Smallwood finally completes a pass on Manley. Szymanski at 19th leads the contenders. And Frank Sims, Daniel Ray, Tim Smart, Tyler Watermelon are right there as well. Brian Smith has pulled it off the track. Thornton is now 2 laps down to the 48. Smith is on pit road. He might be calling it a night. 55 car. Scored 26th unofficially as this race will progress to the end. The gap's still 2.3 seconds. Coming up on lap number 81. And I feel like what we're looking at, and I'm not good at math, so don't quote me on it. I'm thinking we're going to see a split at about lap 100. Maybe just a little bit past lap 100. Right now, 39 laps since these drivers have come down pit road. It's been a minute, but not a long minute. And I think once they get to that halfway point, they can make that stop, make it to the end of this race, and it'll be good to go. Question is, who pits first? Who tries something to try to catch this number 61 machine, who's still well out ahead of this field? Approaching lap traffic now as we got a gaggle of cars battling. Walton battling Manley to his inside. You saw in the background, I think Stanton got by David Traylor. Manley still holding strong in 6th place. Walton sees Stanton in his rearview mirror now too. He's just wishing he can get that lane, get that courtesy from Hunter Manley to either let him go or just blink out of existence so he doesn't have to worry about him anymore. David Traylor slow on the backstretch. He's coming to pit lane. Interesting to see him coming now. I get the feeling that means we're going to have a 2-stopper then. So if we're having a 2-stop affair, that's really going to shake this race up. as Simon Lidmark goes to third place over Colton Ward. He's got Isaac Smallwood in his tire tracks coming as well. I'm not sure if Trailer is trying a different strategy or if that's what we're going to see the field do, but pitting right now puts you at about another 40 laps, coming in again at lap number 120. Or at least close to that. That's about where we're at right now with the fuel window. The fact that we have been about 40 laps, the tire window, I would say, is better at Pro of what this would be. So Trailer's trying something. Tim Smart decides to go with him to pit road. That's about all I could see it being, is just a case of trying tires to see if they matter enough. Isaac Smallwood gets by Colton Ward in the 18 machine. That's for fourth. Colton Ward starting to fade back again like he did in the first run. Like we also saw in the first run, Colin Bollinger starting to close that gap between himself and race leader Nathan Scott. This is a much larger gap, but he's still closing it. Down within 2 seconds now is Bollinger. This tells me how much better on the short run Nathan Scott is than the rest of the field, but the long run sets in. More laps get on these tires, the more wear we get. Bollinger starts to find something. He starts to find a little more speed. Not a ton, a little bit, bit by bit, piece by piece. And then maybe he'll make a big swing, and then a little swing. If there's more swings, he's closing that gap and getting there. Hunter Manley, I think, finally got passed by Sean Walton. For 6th place, we'll cut back and see. They're still side by side. Battling here is Stanton on the inside of Manley, who's able to hold on right now as they make their way back into turn 3. Manley disappears, so reappear. Walton is on the bottom, on the outside. Stanton going to the inside of that number 15 machine. Go down the front stretch, heading back into turn 1, Stanton on the inside, Manley on the outside. The 15 car trying to keep pace. He's not going to get it. Gets out of the groove. Here comes a 3-wide move by both Armistead and Loads. They're able to make it work here. How about 3 wide at Dover somehow working? As Armistead gets by Manley, maybe this time on the corner exit. He does. Loads now has to try again because of the 3-wide situation. Loads gets into the wall there. Contact maybe with Matt Morrison for 10th place. And right there is a car making some moves. It's David Trailer. We got a slow car coming to pit lane. It's a 75 of Frank Sims. David Trailer is on the freshest tires of the field. He's trying a different strategy. He's going to go 2 stops. Does it pay off? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to be way too much to overcome. And he's going to send it 3 wide on the inside here of Loads and Morrison. For a second, they were 3 wide, back 2 wide. He gets by Loads. Now has to send his way between Morrison and Manley. He thinks better of sitting in the gap. He might cut to the bottom. He might just push the 6 by, then go around him on the turn. He's going to have to make quick work of this stuff. That's the issue with this strategy, is you have to be aggressive. You have to move these guys out of your way. You have to be urgent. It is no wait for the right time. You need to force the right time, which also means you force a mistake on your own end or on someone else's end, and you can end your night quickly. Battle heating up for 7th place. Aaron Stanton has it. Here comes Armistead jumping to his inside. The 14 machine just ahead of that battle. Further back, Andrew Loads and Shane Haar battling side by side. Ooh, Armistead really tight on Stanton's door. Oh, I reckon! Loads and Manley around. Shane Haar makes contact. Loads is able to hold on to it. Caution is out. For the first time for incident tonight, Loads and Manley get into each other. Shane Haar gets involved, and the caution flag will fly after a wreck on the front stretch here on lap 94. And just like that, that 2-stop strategy that David Trailer was going to try, well, he can go ahead and forget about it. That's going to be useless now for the 54, as he's going to be stuck 2 laps down. That is a devastating blow for him, and what was going to be at least an attempt at trying to win this race. Take a look at your BRN replay, show you what happened between Loads and Manley and Shane Haar. This was coming off of turn number 4. Manley just slow, blinks out. Right there, Loads. I think Loads and Haar make contact before Loads and Manley do. It just slides up into Haar, and then Manley and Loads sliding up the corner, just trying to stay out of harm's way, but in the end, they end up sliding up the track just enough to trigger the yellow flag. First time for pause tonight here on lap 94. We had a really good run. This race has had a really good search of green flag runs. Big kudos to all the drivers in this field tonight so far. for what they've been able to do. The field, of course, is pitting. No shocker there. Those that haven't pit are coming down. Those that have pit are staying out. They have to stay out. There's no other choice for the likes of David Traylor. Hunter Manley was a lap down as well. David Traylor, Stephen Dorton, all a lap down. Frank Sims and Tim Smart, 2 laps down. Ben Lindley is stuck 3 laps down, and so on and so on. And it's got well ahead of Colin Bollinger for second on pit road. Isaac Smallwood, Simon Lemark, and Sean Walton, top 5. Got off pit lane, got their service, and are off. And I think this pretty much should be it to the finish. I don't think they'll have to try to save fuel or pit to the end. I think they're good to just go. So, for a lot of these drivers, the ability to avoid a green flag stop is pretty big. This track is so easy to make a mistake coming to pit lane. And you saw it with Traylor and Frank Sims. They slowed way up, pretty much on the backstretch, and got on the apron and come to pit lane. Some drivers are aggressive enough to send it on the apron there in turns 3 and 4, but that is where it gets dangerous, having to get woed up because it is a 35-mile-per-hour speed limit on pit lane. Very, very slow. So you really have to be careful getting down to pit road speed. So wave around cars will wave around. Nathan Scott will take his spot as the race leader. He maintains it, keeps it. Bollinger is second. Isaac Smallwood, Simon Limburg now 3rd and 4th. Some more pretty fast cars on the short run, like Simon Lindmark. Really fast on the short run. He's going to be restarting 4th. He's going to be a man on a mission trying to go for that race lead. As well as Isaac Smallwood, a winner back in season 9. Mentioned Lindmark winning back in season number 7. Pardon me. Lindmark in season 8. Smallwood in season 8, Lindmark in season 7. I had Lindmark right. God. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Pace truck will dive off. We'll be racing with about making 54 laps to go. A 54-lap run to the finish here at Dover Motor Speedway. Pace truck is off. Scott and Bollinger lead the field at the restart zone and back to green. Racing once more here at the Monster Mile. Not a good jump for Bollinger, but a great jump for Smallwood and Walton. They're both right there. Smallwood was nose to tail with Scott as they make their way through one. Feel tight, pack back up. Scott's going to be on the defensive here as Bollinger trying to work the top side to get a run here on the 61 car. Smallwood back to 3rd. Lindmark still in 4th. Look at the gap that Scott is already pulling on Bollinger and Smallwood and Lindmark. Pretty much said, you guys battle amongst yourselves. I'm going to go try to win this race. Lindmark goes to 3rd. Smallwood drops back to 4th. Walton still hanging tough in 5th, but the battle for the lead. Bollinger just trying to find his way to get to that 61 car. Big run down the front stretch. He can keep replicating these runs. He might have a shot at it. And like I said, Bollinger's been better on the longer runs. The longer the run's gone, the better he gets. But he's got a really good short run right now. He's catching that 61. .50 laps to go with the line this time. Another close contest for the lead like it was in the first 50 laps. It's Scott leading, Bollinger trailing but putting pressure on the 61 that he hasn't seen since earlier in the race. Battle for 8th ongoing. Oh, car on the wall! Harry Lindmark overcorrects, slams the outside wall. Heavy damage to the 43. He's up on the fence again. He can't get down to pit road. It's blocked off. He's going to have to woe it up, let the field go by, and take another lap in that 43. Got loose off of turn number 2, overcorrected, and slammed the outside wall in turn 2. Makes it turn 2 on the backstretch. You see it right here. Quick jump back on the replay. Just a little bobble. Shoots back up, hounds the outside wall. That 43 car heading for pit lane. His night. Oh, don't miss pit lane. He just makes it. Misses the barrels, but he is done anyways. Likely with that hit that he took, Harry Limar tonight is done here at Dover. Just tuning in here, joining us with about 45 laps to go, 46 laps to go next time by, I should say. Your race recap, it's pretty much all been this guy, Nathan Scott, won the pole position for this race and has led every lap since, including the stage win back at lap number 39. The challenger behind him, Colin Bolger, gave him a run for his money at the end of stage one, couldn't capitalize, but right now he's got a good shot. We have restarted this race at about lap, lap 96, I want to say, is when we went back green after a caution involving two drivers, Hunter Manley in the 15 car, Andrew Lotes in the 31. Were swept up in that one, and it took them out of contention of this race. Manley is out. Lotes is a lap down right now, on track in 17th place. We got 16 cars on the lead lap right now. 2 cars a lap down. We got a couple cars 3 laps down, but we got a couple DNFs from this race, including Hunter Manley, Ben Lindley, Tyler Watermolen, and Brian Smith out of this race. Harry Limar likely soon to follow. He's on pit road. I don't think he'll get back out on the track in 22nd. Nothing gained by going back out unless Stephen Thornton, just ahead of the leaders, has a problem. I think Limar, is just taking it. He's gotten off the track, so I think he's done officially for the night in the 43 machine. He'll finish, as of right now, 22nd unofficially. But this man, he is leading this charge. He is ahead of everybody. He's led 108 laps thus far in this race. And like I said, I believe the last race to go without any lead changes, I don't know if we've had one that has been on a regular track. There's been road course races, I think, where there's been no lead changes, but this will be the first oval, I believe, if he's able to hold on to this one. Fact checking, double checking, making sure that that's the case. Oh, I lied. There was a race that was led from wire to wire. And you'd be shocked if I told you it was last season's race in Dover. All 175 laps were led by Nathan Scott last season. He's looking to continue that and lead these 150 total tonight. But he's got 40 laps ahead of him left to do so. If he can keep hold of this lead, take that checkered flag. What a statement this would be here tonight. So last season there had only been one race that ran in the Silver Racing League with no lead changes, where the driver led wire to wire, and that was all the way back in season 2 at Richmond, done by Braden Villa. Season 4 by Braden Villa. Season 4 by Braden Villa. That was back May 25th, 2023. For the longest time, that was the only race that had been led wire to wire, start to finish, by one driver and one driver only. Nathan Scott has done that twice since last season, and he's looking for his third here tonight. But he's still got a long way to go. I mean, I don't want to jinx him, I really don't, but there's still so much that can happen in these last couple laps. You can have a caution comes out that can bring Phil down the road. There could be an accident that can take him out with lap cars. I mean, there's so many opportunities for him to lose this race. He's lost it before. He could very well lose it again. But he wants to take this and make that big statement. He wants to go 3 in a row again. He wants to go for 3 wins back to back to back. He wants to keep standing on business and saying that he is the best driver in this league. He wants to keep proving it over and over again, because that's all he wants to do, is show people he is the best. explosion might have scrubbed the wall again. Double checking, fact checking, making sure I have this right. I don't think Nathan Scott has ever three-peated. He's won 3 or 4. He's won multiple races. He's never had a three-peat, a true three-peat. He's looking to do that this season. That's a small one for a three-peat. He's had a four-peat. He's had a four-piece before. Has Isaac Small. Nathan Scott just has yet to win 3 races in a row. He hasn't many chances to do it. Just never has done it. But the Wiggins driver all the time, he's all about checking off boxes, all about checking off new things to do. And that's what he's about to do tonight. If he can pull this off, he's still got a long way to go. Still far from over. .31 laps to go. Field has gotten to that point of being spread out again. The closest battle between Mark Phillips and Shane Haar. This is for 12th place. Shane Haar mentioned has a very impressive 7 top 10s in the season, the most tied with Jeffrey Armistead. Right now, Armistead is in 8th. Haar is back in 13th. So these two trying to fight to keep that streak alive. Armistead right now holds that spot. His last week at Atlanta was the first finish outside of the top 10. He finished 12th. As these run going so far here tonight in that 14 machine, got Colton Works up ahead, who's starting to fade back again. Will likely be a 7th place run for Armistead. Sneaky consistency for 14, just allowing him to stay there and keep at it. Also still have corner Haar going to go to the inside battle for 12th place is on. Here comes Haar the inside lane, trying the bottom in that number 7 machine. Mark Phillips on the outside trying to defend it. Can't get the run down that he needs, I don't think. They're side-by-side drag racing down the back of Dover, heading into turn 3. Still side-by-side. Haar might have the advantage for 3 and 4. Can he clear? Yes, he does. He'll pull up in front and take 12th place away from Mark Phillips. We're going to get tight up here again. Matt Morrison in 9th place. Tim Lynn. How about Tim Lynn? We haven't said his name really at all tonight. He is now right here on the back bumper of the 6th and Matt Morrison. And looking for 9th, if he can get it. Tim Lynn just quietly running up here in the middle of the pack. Now starting to push towards the front here in the late run of this race. Race car on the track coming to him. That number 5 Progressive Toyota Camry. Chasing Matt Morrison, and ahead of them is Jeffrey Armistead. He's chasing Ward as things run right now. But ladies and gentlemen, the field has spread out. They have gotten distant. You can just see the gaps on the board. Everybody's just getting in the groove, trying to get to the end of this race, trying to bring it home and finish it where they're at, or maybe improve that 1 or 2 spots they can get if they can get it. 25 laps away from what could be history for this league. Scott looking to build upon his current win total, a 39 career wins if he can win this race here tonight. So we got a battle happening between Morrison and Lynn. Lynn to the inside of Morrison, side by side. They go for 9th place. It is the inside lane of Tim Lynn trying to make it stick. He's going to sand it into turn 3. He'll slide up a little bit. Morrison thinking about maybe crossing over, but can't quite get the run that he needs. Tim Lynn takes 9th place in a powerful move there on the driver of the number 6 car, Matt Morrison. Armstead still chasing Colton Ward, not really pulling him in like he'd like to, but he's still right there trying to put a fight on. Battle is on for 3rd, too. Simon Limark has it. Isaac Smallwood, he sure wants it. He wants to get up there and contend for that podium spot in that number 19 car. the point standings right now as he's in is in 4th. And I mentioned Nathan Scott. He is not in the picture right yet. 15th place. He's way far back because he's only made 5 starts entering tonight. So he's got a long way to go if he wanted to contend for the title. But we'll see what he can do. He's had a bit of a rocky run the last 4 races in that number 53 car. So second place runs a good go at it for him. Simon Lindmark, pardon me, coming off his worst finish of the season last week, 22nd at Atlanta. And then Isaac Smallwood, a 15th place, his second worst finish as well. So a lot of guys really coming off of rough weeks at Atlanta, coming back to Dover and putting on a good run. But not good enough. Smallwood trying to get the Lindmark. Obviously chasing Ward. Tim Lynn right there with him as well. Some of the best laps on track right now are being run by Colin Bollinger in 2nd place. Not the best. He was the fastest lap last time by. Now it belongs to Simon Lindmark in 3rd. Actually, Smallwood in 4th with the fastest lap now just that last time by. Here's Armistead now right there, the back bumper of Colton Ward, trying to generate a run on the outside to see if he can make a charge to pass Colton Ward. And the other big thing to mention, the bracket challenge is ongoing. I mentioned Traylor and Smallwood are matched up. Smallwood is 4th. Traylor is a lap down. He is out of it. But Jeffrey Armistead and Colin Bollinger are racing as well. Armistead's trying to get any more spots he can just in case we get a late race restart. He can have a better shot at trying to get that 53 and trying to move on to the bracket challenge championship. But it's looking more and more distant for him now as this race is just coming to a conclusion. Coming up on lap 134. You can see the gap between 1st and 2nd is a 1.5 seconds. Lindmark is catching Bollinger as of right now in this battle that's going to be for 2nd. As this race continues to wind down. Bollinger holding the point. Lindmark chasing him down forward. His brother hit the wall. Not like that, but hit the wall pretty hard earlier. Lindmark just kind of kisses it there on the exit of turn 4. Everything's still good as the battle is heating up here between Ward, Armistead, and Lynn. These 3 battling for 7th here. Tight on each other here. The 18, 14, the 5 car. Different lines here. 3 and 4 trying to see what can stick. Armistead tries the top. Lynn goes to the bottom. Ward goes to the middle, but here comes that battle for 2nd. Simon Lindmark hugging that bottom lane with 15 laps to go here on BRN, presented by Ballard Diecast on eBay. You'd have to cut in a second, about a 10th every lap to have a shot at the white flag if you are Bollinger or Lindmark. Lynn and Armistead side by side as they go into turn 1. It's going to be Lynn taking advantage of that one. He gets by Armistead with ease. Left side of sights in Colt Ward for 7th place. But here's an issue up ahead for Nathan Scott. That 13 of Daniel Ray just killed the outside wall there. Lap car hits the wall. He's struggling ahead of the race leader. So long as nothing happens here, Scott just needs those 2 lap cars that are side by side as well to settle their difference. I believe it's Enrique Cucalon, and I think it's Tim Smart in the 1. They're side by side, just ahead of the race leader, coming to 12 to go. Side by side, Scott's going to send it 3 wide! 3 wide send by the race leader on 2 lap cars. Sketchy move, but it pays off. Scott quickly dispatches of him. He leaves him in the dust for 2nd and 3rd to handle as the laps continue to wind down. Meanwhile, what's a 3-horse race, and now a 4-horse race. Colton Ward is stacked up the field behind him. Tim Lynn now to the inside. You see Matt Morrison trying to get by Jeffrey Armistead in the 14. Armistead needs to get by this 18 because that has been a big handicap for him all race. Lindmark dove it inside of Bollinger there in row 3. He couldn't quite get there. The lap traffic really holding him from getting a move off because they were holding up another line. Lindmark couldn't really experiment with anything. He couldn't go high, couldn't go low. He had to just stick to right behind him. Oh, is there a car going up the track? Tim Smart might have gone up towards the wall there. Maybe it was Kukulon. Somebody shot up the track in turn 1. Just about wrecked. But battling now Armistead, Matt Morrison. This is for 9th place. Just ahead is Colton Ward in the 18 car. Armistead trying to hang on for a top 10. 9 laps to go. The battle is on for 2nd. The battle is on for 8th. The battle for the lead is non-existent. Lindmark goes to the top. Bollinger holds bottom. Lindmark going to cut back down. He cuts it down on exit. He tries to get the run generated down this front stretch. Heading into turn 1 with 8 laps to go. He battles. Look back at the battle. Ward now trying to fend off Morrison. Armistead kind of fading back. He's not going to play a factor. The battle is for 2nd. Oh, Lindmark knocks the wall down again. He's still right there, but losing time because of that wall contact. Likely going to cost him a chance at 2nd. The battle's still ongoing. Colton Ward trying to hold on to 8th place over Matt Morrison and Jeffrey Armistead. Your overall race leader, of course, is Nathan Scott. The race leader for the intermediate is Sean Walton, who's got about a 2-second gap to Aaron Stanton. The contender leader, how about Mark Szymanski up to 13th? A great run for the 47 camp. They're going to win the contender race right now as it stands. Your competition, Daniel Ray, is a lap down, so they're looking pretty good to hold on to this one. Kukulon is slow on the track. He might have caught the wall and killed the wall. Indeed, he did. That right front is killed on that number 22 machine. And now the battle for the podium heating up again here with 5 laps to go. Here comes Smallwood. Perched to pounce on Simon Lindmark, who's got heavy nose damage. Pardon me, Lindmark has just got a lot of problems, just slow, not able to really get the runs he wants going. But Morrison trying to find a way around Colton Ward. Lindmark trying to hold on as Smallwood trying something out, but of course up front and well out in front with just 4 to go. Nathan Scott trying to go back-to-back at Dover, trying to go back-to-back wire-to-wire in these last 2 laps here at Dover. Kukulon finally coming to pit lane. That car 2 damage to continue. Another car on the wall in the background. Frank Sims pounded the outside wall in front of Colin Bollinger. He's able to keep it going for now. Monitoring this situation here, though, as Lindmark again hits the wall. With 3 laps to go, drivers really pushing it for all they got here at the end of this race. Smallwood, I don't think is close enough to capitalize. Lynn and Stanton, the battle would be on for 6th if Lynn can get there. How about a run to the finish for Tim Lynn as Morrison and Armistead are still stuck behind Colton Ward. Corbin Hines is 3 seconds back. Really not going to be able to catch and play a factor with 2 laps to go. Here comes Lynn to the inside of Stanton. He's going to make this stick on the bottom. Can he get by the 27 car? Not quite. He's going to be side by side on the back, but he might get a chance to clear him. The exit of turn 4. White flag is out. 1 more lap. We're not getting overtime. We're going to the finish. And how about a dominant performance once again here at Dover by Nathan Scott. For the first time in his career, he's going to go 3 in a row. He's going to go wire to wire in 2 straight races at this racetrack. They might as well rename this place to the Nathan Scott Invitational. Coming off of turn 4, the newspapers will read, "Great Scott! It's Nathan Scott winning here at Dover." As the field comes to the finish, Tim Lynn got by Aaron Stanton on that last lap, and Colton Ward was able to hang on. Jeffrey Armistead, or Mike Morrison got by Colton Ward, pardon me. Armistead, though, was able to get that 10th place finish, and he continues the top 10 streak in the number 14 machine, or at least he takes the top 10's count this season so far. Shane Haar comes home 12th. So Armistead, 8 top 10s in 9 starts this season. A fantastic start to the season for the 14 camp. Another fantastic start. How about a fantastic finish for the 61? Back to back to back. 3 in a row for Nathan Scott. He's going to burn it down here on the front stretch. He sweeps the race here at Dover for the 2nd straight season. And I'll tell you what you can do is you can just put his face right there on that monster. Just put Nathan Scott's face up there. Put him on a plaque next to some of the other greats. That's his 4th win at this racetrack. Just an insane run. This is a great combo and driver here at this track. So there's some more burnouts on the front stretch here in that number 61 machine, continuing to burn it down here at Dover. Owns this place. It might as well be his own track. Take a look at the finish results. Of course, Scott takes it home wire to wire once again this season. Colin Bollinger comes home in 2nd tonight, with Simon Lindmark taking home the 3rd podium spot. Isaac Small will finish tonight's race in 4th. Sean Walton will be the winner of your intermediate class in 5th place, with Tim Lynn coming home in 6th. Aaron Stanton in 7th. Matt Morrison comes home 8th, and it was Colton Ward and Jeffrey Armistead to round out the top 10. Corbin Hines will finish 11th place. Shane Haar will come home 12th. Mark Szymanski is your contender winner tonight in 13th place. Mark Phillips comes home 14th, the last car on the lead lap. Then it was Andrew Lotes, Daniel Ray, David Traylor all 1 lap down. Frank Sims will finish tonight 3 laps down, as will Tim Smart, as will Enrique Cucalon, who comes home tonight back in 20th. Then the rest of our cars pretty much Stephen Thornton 5 laps down, and then the rest were all DNFs. Harry Lindmark wrecking, slamming the outside wall there in the exit of turn 2. He'll finish 22nd. Hunter Manley involved in an accident with Andrew Lotes, pardon me. He'll finish tonight 23rd. Ben Lindley hit the wall pretty hard. He'll come home 24th. Tyler Watermullen, just as bad. He finishes 25th. Brian Smith, of course, he had some wall contact as well, finishing 26th. Spencer Burton, Michael Williams did not start tonight's event. They will scored 27th and 28th. So I got to hunt down our top 3 finishers for tonight's race. And make sure I got a stat pulled up for all of them. So first we'll dial up our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Simon Lindmark. I believe he's already here. Yeah, let's say, Simon, it's another 3rd place finish for you here tonight. You have had a very good stretch of podium finishes this season. What has this season been like for you? Just having such great runs this season, just all around.
Side to get up to 6th, manage my tires, let them cool down, and I love Dover. This is one of my favorite tracks, and I feel like one of my strongest as well. So, I guess maybe we'll just have to take the I don't care mentality into some future races here.
Yeah, it definitely worked your favor starting out in the back and getting through this field. The thing I noticed, especially what I caught my eye with you tonight, earlier in the race, I want to say it was the restart after the stage. You were making moves on the outside. You were sending it there. And is that part of that new attitude there? And do you think that's going to be something to build upon throughout the rest of the season? Just, kind of throwing caution to the wind and making those aggressive moves to try to get to the front.
I'm not going to throw caution away. I made those moves safe. I didn't put anyone 3 wide. I didn't want to do that. I didn't door anyone or slam doors. So I wouldn't say that, but I think just normally I'm gonna let everyone pass and then I'll just catch you in the long run type of guy. But I decided to switch it up for once today, and when everyone was saving, flew right past them, and it worked out because with these cars, this track, I guess, with the tires, heat cycles is more important than tire wear in the shorter run. So I got them hot, and then I cooled them right down, and we were able to still have better tires than most of the guys in the field.
Well, you worked your magic, Simon. You got to third place tonight. It's another podium finish this season, your sixth of it. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts, what got it done for you?
Shout out my brother Harry, who's screaming right now across the room, and you probably hear him. So shout out his stupid. But sorry, I'm trying to keep it PG here. And yeah, Goodyear tires, and thank God for another cloudy race. Am I right?
Alrighty, that's Simon Limark, your third place finisher tonight here from Dover. Congrats on the third place run, Simon.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. So that was our third place finisher tonight, Mr. Simon Lindmark. See if we can't dial up our runner-up tonight, Mr. Colin Bollinger. See if we can get Bollinger in here to talk to us. Isaac said he will do it for me. Oh, Lord. Definitely the message I want to see. You know what? I think it'll be fun. That's fun. I like role play. Why not? So we have Colin Bollinger joining us in the booth after a runner-up finish tonight. Colin, you gave it everything there. You had some really good short-run pace, but just couldn't get it done. What was that race like for you behind the wheel of the 53 car?
Yeah, this 53 car machine, it was flying. Yeah, we just lacked a little grip there at the end behind 61, but all in all, the race was good, and we're happy to come home P2.
Colin, you sound a little weird. Are you coming down with a sinus infection or something?
Maybe just a little bit.
Okay. Well, it was a really good run on the long runs for you here tonight. Do you feel like that's been your strength this season, has been on the longer runs in these races, being able to kind of make the moves, or try to make the moves at least, at the end of the run rather than the beginning?
Yeah. We try to go for the longer runs. You can't win the race on the first 20 laps. You're going to win them, 40, 50, 60 laps down the road. But, yeah, the track was just a little bit too cold. We wish it was a little bit warmer. But all in all, it was a good race, and we're looking forward next week.
So, just, after this race tonight, Colin, you right there in the point standings, you have been in contention with these guys. And, it's not really been the season of results you really maybe wanted, but you still have a lot of good runs going for you. So what are you feeling like getting into this back half of this season, getting ready to go for his push for the championship?
Yeah, we're trying to get some wins. That's kind of what we're hoping for. But if we can get some good points runs, we're gonna get them.
All right, well, that is Colin Bollinger, our second place finisher. Teammate, sponsor, shoutouts. What do you got for us, Colin?
Yeah, just everybody at Team Delusional and Plant for making this hot rod look pretty good.
All righty, second place finisher tonight, Colin Bollinger here at Dover. Congrats on the second place run, Colin.
Thank you.
I threw an alley-oop. I threw him something to do, and so that's okay. But we'll go ahead. We'll cut down that. We'll head towards Victory Lane, and we will talk to our winner tonight for his third straight win this season. For the first time in his career, by the way, he has won 3 in a row in this league. That would be the driver of the 61, Nathan Scott. It should come as no shocker. He does it at what is his best track statistically, Dover Motor Speedway. Nathan, first things first, congrats on the win, buddy.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, Nathan, it's kind of hard to really talk to a guy who just goes out and just belt to asses the field. So, qualifying was probably the biggest hurdle of the night, it feels like, for you. So, you come out here tonight, you win this race, you do so well. Back-to-back seasons, by the way, that you have gone out of Dover and led wire to wire. What is that? What is it about this track that just you're so good at?
It's really the clean air. I feel like it mattered more today than last season, but being able to qualify on the pole and stay up there, controlling the pace, you learn kind of how hard you could push out front, because I don't have the dirty air to deal with. So, if I'm going to learn my limit, I'm going to learn it in the clean air. Well, I planned that after I got pole. I didn't know I was going to get pole, but it's really about just not using more wheel than you have to on corner entry. And I feel like a lot of people probably get on the throttle a little earlier than they're supposed to, and it kind of rips the front tire off. I'm able to keep it on the right rear most of the time, so I've just cooled the tires down enough to get more rotation through the corner, and inevitably that keeps me out front even when Colin would come forward, and to have a blue 53 in my rearview mirror. So I was able to just cool my tires off, give them dirty air, and cruise from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Nathan, your first time ever in your career, you won 3 in a row, which it feels weird to me to see that. I was kind of looking through to verify that. But yeah, you got 39 career wins now after tonight. But this is your first time ever three-peating. What is that like, finally getting 3 in a row?
Well, it's kind of insane, given I pretty much ran only, I think, 2 of the first few races. Unfortunately, I was missing the first handful of races, so in terms of points, I'm not really in that. But being able to win them in different circumstances, it's kind of crazy. It's just, it almost feels like you're just really unstoppable despite the problems. Like Pocono, I started in the back and had to work through dirty air, and I had a really good virtual pit crew that got me the lead, and dirty air kept me in the lead. And then last week I went laps down fixing 5 minutes of damage, and through some miracle of yellows and other people having problems, we again ended up at the front. And then this week was just, really good speed and being able to stay out front. So having versatility like that, being able to win in different ways, it kind of prepares you how to deal with certain situations and recover from them so that you keep running good no matter what.
Absolutely, but another thing too, just another fun fact for you too, by the way. You had this before season 9, from seasons 1 to season 8, there were only 2 races that saw a driver lead wire to wire. You have had 3 of those races now in the last 2 seasons. Just how does that feel? Just another one of those things. How does that feel? Being able to lead wire to wire, have things go your way, take the checkered flag after starting on a pole and leading every lap, winning the stage, everything works out.
Yeah, well, it's really difficult, especially with, how cautions can fall and the strategy can get mixed up through green flag pit stops. So it's really easy for you to lose a lead for like a lap or two, just to have everything go right to lead every lap. Things have to fall such a specific way. It kind of has to be boring in a sense, nothing has to happen. Like no green flag pit stops. You have a really good pit crew and nobody stays out. You keep the lead. You don't make mistakes. And, it kind of lines up. And you never know what pace you're going to have because the guys behind you have a long time to kind of watch what you're doing. Maybe they learned what to do in the dirty air. You don't have that. So if they work by you, they have an advantage over you in a sense. So it's just a lot of things have to play into the right place for you to lead every lap, and to do it, as many times, even once, is pretty incredible.
Yeah, once is incredible. 3 times is a feat. But it was all Nathan Scott tonight. It was all the 61 machine. teammates, sponsors, shout-outs. What got it done for you tonight?
Yeah, that BetMGM 61, very fast. It's actually the first season I've committed to Chevrolet, so it's kind of interesting how that works. And then Errol Lane, Isaac, some other people in the league. T-Bone for hosting. You know, I've been in this league for almost 4 years now, and it's just fun to be able to run with the same group of people and get used to them, so that you have some comfort. And it's also just really fun to meet up with these guys. So.
Alrighty, it's a race win from wire to wire once again for Nathan Scott. He gets it done here at Dover. You might as well rename this place the Nathan Scott Invitational Super Speedway or whatever. Tongue-tied, am tired. Anyways, good win tonight, Nathan. Congrats again.
Thank you. Appreciate the broadcast as well.
Alrighty, so it was not uneventful, thankfully. It was not just a straightforward Nathan Scott beats everybody and wins, hardcore Holly style. It was a race. A lot of battles for positions in the back half of the field. Got really fun there at the end. We had the incident that brought the caution with Hunter Manley and Andrew Lotz. And a lot of guys having issues just getting off the corners and hitting the wall. But that's Dover for you. So I had a lot of fun in the broadcast booth here tonight. Saw just, again, nothing more than just a complete, PTA. That's all it was. That's all you can say about it. It's what it was. So I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching. Of course, this upcoming Tuesday night, we head to Daytona for the duels for the Slide Job Racing League season number 17, about to be underway for them this upcoming Tuesday as the duels get us ready to go racing at Daytona in just another week's time. We have got Wednesday night action for the ZASCAR Cessna Cup Series coming up this upcoming Wednesday night. I want to say that is at... Oh, I had it on the top of my head. I lost it. It's at Texas. So we're heading to Texas next week, next Wednesday night. You're going to want to tune in for that one. And then next Thursday, I believe Ryan Bogey is going to have to take the call for me because I will be out of town. I will be heading towards the Daytona International Speedway next week for the Rolex next weekend. But they're racing still here for the Silver Racing League. It's at Michigan. 100 laps of action. And the final bracket challenge race, it's going to come down to two drivers. It's going to be the 19 of Isaac Smallwood. It's going to be the 53 of Colin Bollinger, who finished 2nd and 4th tonight. So that'll be a lot of fun. We hope to see you there next Thursday night. We got a lot of action on BRN, and it's 2026. It's time for the action to get rolling, get the racing back going. I'm so excited to be back, and I'm so excited to have you all joining us. Thank you once again for everybody here at BRN. This is Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long, have a great rest of your night, and congrats goes to Nathan Scott, wire to wire, here at Dover. Take care, everybody.
Running on empty, caffeine drains. Can't change the station, but there's something